Once upon a time, there lived an extraordinary army of frogs. Led by Queen Siobhan, the frogs lived close to a large lake. The lake provided each frog with his or her own lily pad and puddle. There were many different frogs. Some were excellent jumpers, others swam really well. They were also gliders, while other frogs croaked loud and clear for all to hear. However, the flies had almost disappeared, and Queen Siobhan was concerned that there might not be enough flies left. Everybody agreed that something had to be done before it was too late. On the other side of the lake, there were many flies. If only the frogs could get there, they'd all have enough to eat. But how would they get across the lake? There were deep waters, high trees, and even muddy pools that would trap any frog that crossed it. "It's impossible," all the frogs said. "We'd need a super frog to do it." But the Queen smiled. "We don't need a super frog. We just need to work together." Although the frogs were skeptical, the Queen's enthusiasm was so great that they decided to give it a try. And soon they'd gathered their jumpers, swimmers, gliders and croakers for the journey. The first obstacle the army of frogs came across was a deep pool with no lily pads to jump to and fro. The water was tumultuous and murky, making it very dangerous to swim in. However, the swimming frogs could do it with ease, and so they took the lead, showing the rest of the group how to swim quickly. They removed the weeds and rocks that came in their way, making it easier for the other frogs to get through the pool. After a while, the group of frogs came across a tree with many branches. The tree was blocking the path, and the frogs could not go round, as there were cranes waiting to eat them. The jumpers looked at the tree and suggested that the best way to get over it was to jump from branch to branch until they reached the top. "Well, that's easy for you to say," exclaimed a swimmer. "You have strong legs from years of jumping. Our legs are small and weak." "Well then, we'll just have to carry you while we jump," said the jumpers. Although it was difficult for the jumpers to do, they struggled on until they reached the very top. But the heavy load had tired them, and they did not have the strength to jump down the tree. "What if we glide down?" a little frog suggested. "But that's impossible," said a jumper. "We don't have wings and we cannot glide." The gliders looked at each other and smiled. "No, you don't, but we can make some wings with the leaves from this tree. You'll be able to glide just like us." The army of frogs all held hands, and together they jumped off the tree. They all landed safely on the other side of the lake, where there were many flies to eat. Queen Siobhan found the highest lily, and from there watched as the other frogs caught plenty of flies. The croakers led the frogs in song as they celebrated reaching a place even more beautiful than their previous home. From then on, all the frogs worked as a team, together, each frog using his or her specific talents in order to have the best army of frogs that ever existed. And one might think that this is the end of the story, but it is just the beginning. The beginning of a new way of working together to get the best out of each other.